Hey, I just want to make a quick video here on how we pre-plan our day. So for example, we're going to start with a blank day here. I'm going to pre-plan my day for tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is quickly go to the Macros Inc. brand, and I'm going to scroll down to oats because I'm going to have those for breakfast if there is some in here somewhere. What the heck? I think I actually deleted that by accident. Okay, well, regardless, let's do this. Chicken breast raw. So for lunch, I'm going to have 250 grams of chicken breast. That's going to give me a good chunk of my protein. And it's going to go with my lunch. And then I'm also going to have chicken for dinner tomorrow night, 195 grams. Because I really just want to make sure I'm getting my protein in. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I'm having to just really lightly make this work. Anyways, so that's going to be my dinner. And then my breakfast, I'm going to have some eggs. So I'm going to track 200 grams of egg whites because I'm going to have an omelet. And that's going to go in my breakfast. And then I'm also going to have 2 regular eggs because, and they're 50 grams each. So, because I really don't just like egg whites. So I'm going to do that. And that's also going to be for breakfast. And for breakfast, I'm going to have some ham sliced up. So I'm going to use the deli ham, and I have 120 grams of that. Why not? That's a good chunk of protein as well. And then with my breakfast, because I'm having an omelet, I mean, you can't have an omelet without cheese. So let's get some cheese in here somewhere. There we go, cheddar cheese. So I'm going to have 30 grams because cheese is pretty fat dense. So I'm going to have that. And then realistically, I know I'm going to use like probably 5 grams of butter to cook my breakfast. So there you go. Like really simply, my breakfast is already pre-planned. Like look at that. That's my 600 calorie breakfast and it's managed. Okay, but I do need to get some fruit in there. So I'm going to have a banana with my day tomorrow, and I'm going to estimate it to be 120 grams, and I'll adjust this tomorrow really quickly. And you know what? I really do have, I need to get rid of my apples. So I'm going to have 100 grams of apple, and I'll again adjust that tomorrow. So now everything's kind of where I want it to be. But you know what? I also want a little bit of, not white rice. That's not a good choice with breakfast. White sliced bread. Each slice is 30 grams usually, so 2 slices is around 60. I'll save that. Again, I'll adjust it in the morning. So now I've got my breakfast planned. I've got fruit, I've got food, I've got volume, I've got fat, everything's in there. Dinner. So dinner, let's do this. We're going to also have some broccoli. I gotta find it. Apparently I can't remember where the bees are. 200 grams of broccoli because I need some volume in my meal. And today we're also going to have some asparagus because it's super low calories, and 100 grams of asparagus. There you go. Okay, so now I've got at least most of my vegetables covered. What else am I going to have? Not brown rice. I wonder if there's any pasta in here. Let's see. No specific pasta. That's okay. Okay, I guess I'm having rice today. Where we got that? Tomato sauce. And just as an example, using some tomato sauce for the, just as a dressing as part of my chicken. So we're going to call that 100 grams of that. Save that. And then where's the rice? So white rice, and a serving for me is on average 50 grams uncooked. So now I've got my dinner planned in. Oh my god, I tracked in the wrong place. But either way, I've got my, my dinner tracked in. I'm going to move that really quickly though. So let's go to dinner. So my main point here is I'm spending the time now really quickly just to essentially pre-plan my next day of food, and instead of trying to like track as I go, I keep turning the mic on and off. I'm actually just having to look at my food plan from the day before and go, rather than track it any other way. And then let's be realistic here. I'm probably going to put butter on my veggies, so let's plan a little bit of butter. But yeah, this takes all of the thought process out of it, right? So let's go with 15 grams of butter because some with the chicken and some with the veggies. This takes the stress out of it. It takes the mindset out of it. You don't have to then think about your food all day. You're not having to, you're not having to go, oh my god, what am I having next? What am I eating next? What's happening? What's for dinner? How's that fitting my macros? Like, you're not going through all of this process to, feel like all you're doing is thinking about food. So I'm going to have some Brussels sprouts with my lunch. I actually don't like Brussels sprouts, but I'm using the Macros Inc. brand of foods to plan my stuff right now. So I want to use this as an example. And I mean, you can't have Brussels sprouts without a little bit of butter. So let's add that to my lunch as well. And we're going to have, not that much. Let's go 10 grams of butter with my lunch. And what do I want for carbs today? What do we got here? Let's say I'm having couscous. So, again, more than that. Let's go 100 because I don't actually eat couscous, but let's pretend that I do. So, now what I'm looking at here is that I've got a ton of carbohydrates left, and my fat's managed and my protein's hit, and I've gotten everything in that I really want here, and now I've got 500 calories that I can really have whatever. It doesn't matter if I hit my macros or not. So let's pretend that I'm having some M&Ms. Ooh, M&M peanuts are my jam, so these are gonna go on my my snack, and I'm gonna have 50 grams of M&Ms, and that's 250 calories. And then what else do I want with this? I don't have any ice cream. They have maple syrup. I'm pretty sure Jay put that in because he knew I was Canadian. What else do we got here? And I'm gonna have I don't even know what a Pop-Tart weighs, but let's say I have a Pop-Tart, and now I've basically hit my protein, I've hit my fat goals, I've got some carbs remaining, and I'm at my calories. So I've pre-planned my day, and I know exactly what I'm having, and I know how my day is going to look, and this helps me not have to think about my food all day. So this is actually how I would plan my food, and of course this sounds and looks all pretty bland, but you can season all of this relatively easily without having to use any calories. So how you cook and how you season your food is what makes it fun, right? But you can air fry your Brussels sprouts instead of boiling them. You can bake your broccoli and put a little bit of Parmesan on top, or some Parmesan seasoning. So you can make all this stuff fun, but it takes pre-planning your next day to make this work really easily, if that makes sense. And, if you want to have this for another day, you can just copy this from, one date to the next. And, bam, now you've got a meal saved. I can't do that. Hold on. My lunch, so now my next day is also pre-planned with an easy meal. So that's why we take some time to pre-plan our next day. And like, if you look at this, I just did this video in 8 minutes or less, and it's already set me up for success. Like, I'm not actually going to eat all of this tomorrow. My day might look different, but I'm just giving you an example of what my day could look like with 15 minutes spent pre-planning, looking through my cupboard, seeing what's available, all those kind of things. So spend that time pre-planning your next day of food, and that's really going to help you manage your food overall here. So